there have been countless stories told about the lives and deaths of musicians. This is a story about a man who has all but been ignored, a man named Bobby Fuller who was driven to do what he knew best, play rock and roll.
When your baby don't treat you right, when you're feeling sad and blue, you know love's made a fool of you, you know love's made a fool of you.
Bobby's musical journey began in the Eastwood section of El Paso, Texas. Bobby's first foray in music began in 1960 when he played drums in a local band called the Embers. He learned guitar at an unheard of pace and quickly began to venture in his own musical direction. Bobby's first release, You're in Love, and a follow-up single, released on the Yucca Records label in 1961, didn't thrill him. He decided to do everything on his own, a move at the time which was unheard of. This do-it-yourself attitude brought Bobby to build his own recording studio in his home and form his own record label called Eastwood, later Executor. He began to release singles from local bands as well as his own, featuring a great number of musicians who come in and out of the band. Typically Jim Reese on guitar, Dalton Powell on drums, and his brother Randy Fuller on bass. They become known as Bobby Fuller and the Fanatics.
Well, now I'd like to sing a song that I wrote myself. Bobby Fuller and Band perform Nervous Breakdown and other great songs and Show and Dance. Admission, $1.
By 1963, Bobby was playing a mix of his own originals, cover versions, and many surf instrumentals which were in at the time. He'd even managed to form a shopping mall nightclub called The Rendezvous, where he showcased his music as the house band. Bobby always yearned to make it to the big time. He wanted to be successful and was willing to pay whatever dues were necessary. This desire led him and the band to Delphi Records in California, a label known for the success of Ritchie Valens. In late 1964, Bob Keane, owner of the label, accepted the band to the roster, and by 1965 they were dubbed the Bobby Fuller Four.
1, 2, 3.
The band began to work within the studio, releasing records under the Mustang label. It soon became apparent, however, that Bobby and Keane did not see eye to eye about the music making. Bobby, being a purist of rock, did not want added overdubs or effects on the records. Bob Keane was the one in charge now. To some end, Bobby was disappointed with the recordings.
Is a new shade of blue.
By 1965, the band were appearing on television shows and high-profile concerts, playing at a non-stop pace. The British invasion was in full swing, but Bobby wasn't impressed. He still wanted to stay true to the roots of the music.
You know love's made a fool of you.
Bobby's biggest hit became I Fought the Law, originally a Sonny Curtis song that the band had been playing since the El Paso days. It put the Bobby Fuller Four on the map in early 1966, and they embarked on a statewide tour. But things all came crashing down on the afternoon of July 18, 1966, in front of Bobby's apartment complex. He was found dead in his parked car by his mother, Lorraine, who was visiting from Texas. Bobby had been missing the entire morning. The police were quick to rule it as a suicide without investigation. Bobby had been beaten and doused with gasoline. Rumors about his death usually pointed to a mob-related cover-up, but it remains to this day an unsolved case. Bobby was only 23. Even though his career lasted around 5 years, Bobby Fuller was able to accomplish amazing things on his own. His recordings showcase a true honesty and love for the music he grew up with. and honesty that created his own sound.